Hello, everyone, and welcome to everyone's favorite show where we interview hypnotists each and every 2 weeks. That's right. On the first and fourth Friday of the month, we invite a guest hypnosis hero to talk to them about their hero's journey to becoming a hypnotist, the work that they do, the kind of hypnosis they do, all that fun stuff. And then we have them hypnotize you right through the screen. That's right. You will get hypnotized through the screen. We have a very special guest tonight. She's from a long ways off. She had to probably set her alarm to get up for this. And she's got a really cool accent if you're from America. Now, if you're from where she's at, probably not that exciting. But anyway, as we always do, of course, we bring on my good friend, my colleague, my brother in arms, Mr. Brian Bay. Brian Bay, how are you, sir?
Doing well, Jim. How's your week been? And a happy belated Thanksgiving for you.
Oh, why, thank you. Oh, did you? Oh, don't even remind me. Okay, don't even remind me of Thanksgiving. So I've had a very long and stressful week. Brian, how has your week been?
I had two Thanksgivings. I stopped by a friend of mine's house who was gracious enough to drop an invite. We made an appearance. I had a nice, healthy helping of Thanksgiving dinner. Then I went over to the boys at Crystal Lodge in Marysville. They put on a nice spread. So I did round two. Then it was a race with the devil to get home. And I had a need for a plumber and a priest. If you smell what I'm stepping in. But no, it was just amazing time for some fellowship. Getting to catch up with some good friends that I haven't had a chance to see in several weeks with all the stuff going on with the shrine and the haunt and all of October that just seemed to fly by. So yes, it's definitely good to be back, to have a kind of a breath of fresh air and get kind of back into the swing of things.
Good deal. Yeah, everybody. Brian is a Shriner. He's one of those guys that wears the funny hats and, more importantly, does stuff to help kids. So support the Shriners, help the kids. Important stuff, important work that he does. Thank you for that, Brian.
Yeah.
And now we're going to bring on the man, the myth, the legend, our tech guru and fellow hypnotist, Shawn Kostiuk. How are you today, Shawn?
I am doing well. How are you guys doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you guys, because, of course, in Canada, we're like a month ahead of you guys.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving was last month.
Oh, up in the Great White North, that they're on the metric system.
Yeah, which isn't actually so white right now. We've El Nino does wonders for a Saskatchewan winter. There are very few winters I can say that this late in November there's no snow on the ground.
Shawn, this is a kindler, gentler show. We're not allowed to use terminology like white and those descriptive things. We upset people, but no, I'm kidding.
Shawn's wearing his hypnotic.
If this really bugs somebody, I can go change or throw a jacket on.
Warning: if you are subject to seizures, please do not watch this broadcast.
Don't stare into the lower right-hand corner of the screen.
This is why we have to send Shawn away often, so he goes back to the basement. But we're trying to keep him on board longer now when he behaves himself. Shawn, looks like
you know how many hours and days I've spent in basement server rooms? Like, come on. You don't get this pasty white color that I have. I used to be milk chocolate.
Oh, and then it melted.
Shawn, it looks like you stood a little too far away from the razor this week. What happened?
It's I had a staff engagement, so I couldn't do my regular touch-up work.
Flag on the play, 15 yards for BS. You're calling him out on Mr.
Yeah, yours is down here, man.
what are we, first formation in the morning in the military?
He's starting to look a little more like Santa Claus.
Oh,
Shawn is looking like a hippie as far as I'm concerned. This stuff here, this is called scruff, and the ladies love it. The ladies love it.
But you know what, Jim? I can grow that in a day.
I'm going to second that. It's
all right, just like your mom. Okay, now moving right along. All right, so now we've gotten the unpleasantries out of the way. Hey, if you're watching right now, is that really, are there that many people commenting already? Wow, look at that. all these people hanging out over here. Tell us where you're watching from. It's very important that you watch this show. If you're a hypnotist, feel free to drop your link down there. We're happy to share the love with all of you. And if you're not a hypnotist, share a link down there. Whatever. We're happy to have you on there. Okay, so I'm really excited. I know. So Shawn, and we'll get into this a little bit more, but Shawn actually does some live streaming with our next guest over on TikTok, and we were trying to actually hold on. We were actually trying to work it out so we could. I don't know what happened to the thing I was looking for.
English, Jim.
We were going to live stream over on TikTok, but that didn't work out. Trying a new platform. Now we're back to the old platform. But anyway, all right. So our next guest. So she's originally from South Africa, I believe. She's currently lives in Portugal. Awesome. She uses hypnotherapy to get on top, help people get on the top of their A game. She helps athletes, business associates, and performing artists to perform at their best. Please give it up for Miss Chanelle Fellinger. Let's go, Chanelle. Chanelle, welcome to the show.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me. So good to be here.
It is our pleasure.
Okay, just stop the presses, Chanelle. I absolutely adore that accent. That's
right.
Lovely.
Oh wow!
And
it's
you're looking
South African.
You're looking quite lovely. Probably this morning where you're at, but it's the evening
it's
for the
3:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay, ladies and gentlemen, commitment down there is.
I was thinking of coming in my pajamas, and I was like, "That's just not going to work."
You know what? We always make exceptions for people in other parts of the world. So if you had to do that, we would understand completely. Chanelle, thanks for joining us. People, this is what you get when you tune in. When you tune in to the Hypnosis Hero show, people are so desperate to be on this show. They're so excited to be on the show. They'll get it at all hours because Chanelle is going to get the Hypnosis Hero bump. We know that. Her business is going to skyrocket after this. She'll probably need some help from you guys. So get in contact with her.
So to polish what Jim just said, not desperate, eager, committed, honored to be a guest and everything like that, because what she is looking forward to do is making a positive difference in people's lives and inspiring them to make great changes in their world.
Absolutely. That's what I meant.
Absolutely. That's what hypnosis does. Hypnotherapy, it's just one of the greatest things that you could do for yourself. Just helps you in so many different ways. And I think people don't really understand that it's not just hypnosis. There's elements of neuroscience and elements of CBT and, psychotherapy. And there's just a whole bunch of elements, obviously, depending on what your training is. And it's just really amazing to just realize how the mind actually works and how we can utilize our neural pathways to just really get ahead in life. And it's just such a mind-blowing thing. There's so much to learn about it. And that's obviously why Jim and Shawn and Brian obviously do these shows, just to get the awareness out there so that really we can make these changes. And a lot of the times I meet a lot of people who are just like not very clued up or don't have a lot of information on a hypnosis and how it can actually help you. So these shows like these are great.
You know, you're so right. You know what? We're still, we're 2023. There have been, tens of thousands of research studies that have proved the effectiveness of hypnosis. And yet we meet somebody and they go, does that really work? Or, oh, are you hypnotizing me right now? There's so much just misinformation out there. And it's frustrating, but understandable. What do you do to combat that? Is that the whole purpose of the TikTok and everything?
Well, that's one of the things. I think the main thing, once we really explain to people how everything works and what it's about, I think it really helps them just get an understanding and just be a lot more open to it, because a lot of the things that I get is probably the same stuff that you guys get, where it's like, am I going to lose control?
Right.
Am I going to do something that I actually don't want to do? And it's just, like you said, a lot of misconceptions. So I guess just really explaining to people, you know, the certain techniques that we use, and just basic skills on how the mind works and using your neural pathways to be able to get ahead. It's really just very comforting for people to be able to see that it's not just a magic trick and
Yeah.
control.
Yeah, that's the other thing is people like they lump us in with magicians and stuff, and of course, magicians will tell you that that's all trickery. They're not. It's not real. They're not really, converting a rabbit
What?
into I know exactly into a deck of cards or something.
Now you're gonna tell Shawn that there's no such thing as Santa Claus and just destroys Christmas.
Shh.
You want to kick a puppy while you're at it too, Jim? No.
He lives just north of me. I
Yeah.
know.
Exactly.
His postal code is HOHOHO.
Yeah.
So,
But-
Chanelle, go ahead, Brian.
Oh, I was going to say, you also have to overcome and try to explain to a lot of people that the hypnosis that you see in porn is completely inaccurate. And of course, so I've heard, rumor has it. I can't definitively say from personal experience one way or another, but kind of take that for what it's worth.
I always
Sorry?
go back to a question, and when people ask me like, "Oh my gosh, is it real?" Like, don't look I'm not looking in your eyes ever again. And are you hypnotizing me right now? I say, well, how do you know you're not already?
Yeah, good.
And
wow, yeah.
there's like 3 seconds of stunned silence at least. Usually there's 5 to 10, but because they have to really, and you can see them start thinking about, wait a minute, am I?
Now that's ill-advised to say on a first date. Again, so I've heard.
Well, it's a fact that we our own suggesters. So every time we sending out or saying things about ourselves and giving ourselves suggestions, we kind of taking on the role of a hypnotist. And the role of a hypnotist is to actually unhypnotize you from your past conditioning of your self-talk that you've already talked yourself into.
Yeah,
That's
a
kind
great
of
point.
undoing the conditioning that
Mm-hmm.
has been that your mind has been impressioned.
Yeah, the person that you lie to the most is yourself.
Yeah. Well, I had heard, we all hear a lot of things in hypnosis, and sometimes we might even repeat these things. We don't really get it at first. And I remember hearing that, we're all in hypnosis all the time. And I was kind of like, I don't really get that. And then I'm having a conversation with Tom Silver one time, and he explained, he said that. And I go, well, could you explain that for me? And he said, well, have you ever set your keys down and you forgot where they were? Like, well, yeah, all the time. Right. Well, weren't you in a trance then? It's like, oh yeah, that's why I was zoned out. My mind was somewhere else. It wasn't on the moment right there in putting down the keys. And so that really kind of helped me to make it a little more clear for me. So Chanelle, what's it like? You're from South Africa. How long have you lived in Portugal?
I've been in Portugal for 3, 4 years now. I'm actually going back to South Africa for my first time since I relocated here, probably mid-December. So I'm really excited about that. And also it's winter here and summer there, so I'm going to escape the cold. But Portugal's
That cold.
amazing.
Right.
Yeah, well, it's still warm. It's still warm here during these times. And we're way into we're almost in December, still wearing dresses out here.
Chanelle, what's it like doing hypnosis in Portugal? Are most of your clients online?
Most of my clients are online, but Portugal in the Algarve, there's loads of expats. So obviously I don't speak Portuguese yet, but there's a lot of expats here and a lot of opportunities. So I do my networking within on the ground, and then I see my clients online. I
Very
just
cool.
prefer to keep it that way because then I can go traveling.
Yeah, that makes
Do you
sense.
guys work online?
I do. Yeah. Except when I do shows. but I'd say almost exclusively.
I think it's also like from a therapeutic standpoint, it's also more convenient for the clients, because if they're at work and they need to just like close their office door or go to their car and stick earbuds in and kick back, there's no commuting to and from a specific location for an appointment, and it frees up a lot of the client's time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially like we live here in Seattle, and if people are rushing home to get to their appointment, like I used to have an office in Bellevue, which people come stressed. I mean, they're so stressed just driving there that you got to do hypnosis just to get them de-stressed. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I'm one of two hypnotists for about 100 kilometers, 60-ish miles for you guys in the U.S. And if you don't see us one way, shape, or form, then you're driving at least an hour and a half to go see somebody else. So online, when I started online almost exclusively. So that was in 2014. So, or it was popular.
Wow. Yeah, that was about when I started doing it too, back before it was popular. Back when people in groups would say, "Oh, that doesn't work," or "You can't hypnotize people online or over the phone." Okay.
So does that mean, Jim, that we're just peculiar kind of guys that just kind of
exactly
go with the flow?
Exactly.
No, we're just good at what we do.
We invent the trend.
Well, it's funny. Bob Burns actually spoke up one time and he said, all you, it's that like that meme that, stop telling the guys that are actually doing it online, like myself, like he said himself, that they can't do it because we're already doing it. So, that's kind of funny.
It's actually one of the more shocking things that clients tell me is when I mention it. You mean you can do that online?
I
You
know
had meetings online all through the pandemic. Like what part of this is not driving for you guys? Well, I think it's having another meeting.
I think it's that same thing where even like a lot of hypnotists think, there's, and don't get me wrong, I love, shaking somebody's hand, being in the same room with them. That's great and all. But there's advantages and disadvantages to both, right? Like we're talking about. Also, we can do it a lot cheaper because we're not paying for office space. So if I'm paying for office space, I got to raise my rates again. But there's a lot of hypnotists and a lot of people out there that think that there's some kind of a magical connection that there has to be there where we have to be in person. And it's just not true. We don't need that. Let's catch up on some comments over here if we can. Let's see. We got Janaea Renea. Thanks for watching, Janaea Renea.
And then Cindy from Ohio.
So Janaea says, welcome, Chanelle. She didn't say welcome to any of us, but okay, whatever, Janaea.
I think the S is implied.
We're just here, so.
Right. This is a really great comment that Janaea said. She says that she thinks the stigma extends to liking hypnosis as well. She says, I tend to be shy talking about my own interest in it. And I know we've all had clients too that, they don't want to tell their friends that that's how they quit smoking or lost weight. Actually, smokers are pretty open about it, but I find people that lose weight, anxiety, quit biting their fingernails, so many of them are really shy, uncomfortable about telling people how they actually achieve their goals.
No, and I think the word stigma is the right word for that, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. And it's kind of like when people go, "Oh my God, I'm super like nervous or kind of embarrassed about it," and I'm like, you should see some of the stuff, like the ridiculous stuff that golfers can be sold in order to improve their game. And it's one of those things, like if it's stupid and it works, then it isn't stupid.
Exactly. Actually, I had a client, and this is one of those really frustrating ones. I had one. He was he bit his fingernails and he's also his cuticles, like really bad, where like he was embarrassed to even have them out. He was embarrassed to go on dates or anything. And so we do a session, and he was doing great. He was doing fantastic. So we do a check-in call. Everything's going great. I go, okay, we're going to do another session because we really want to lock this in. So in 2 weeks, we're going to let you listen to your recording. And he calls me like after a week and he goes, I need to cancel that appointment because my friends said hypnosis doesn't work. And I'm like, dude, You haven't bit your
Yeah.
fingernails in 3 weeks. He goes, yeah, but they told me it doesn't work. And so, yeah, I'm going to cancel. And it was just so, it was like idiotic. I couldn't wrap my head around it, like, but you see the evidence and you're still not convinced. Really frustrating because people talked him out of
Mhm.
it.
Oh, wow. Well, also sometimes the evidence is like it gradually happens.
Right.
So somebody wouldn't know instantly whether or not it's worked or not. So it's
Yep.
really that thing of giving yourself time to have all these things unwind organically. Um, but yeah, sometimes people just ultimately nobody wants to admit that we have problems. So there's still a bit of a stigma just around seeking help for mental health. And at the end of the day, I always say you don't necessarily need to have the biggest problem just to come to us. It's like it could be something as small as a habit you need changed, like biting your fingernails, or you don't have to have major depression or PTSD. It can be just these small tweaks of where you now and where you'd like to be.
Yeah. Good point. I like what you said too. It's like that evolution. It's interesting. I've had a lot of clients because hypnosis, it happens from the inside out, right? It's like your own thoughts kind of start shifting. And I think, sometimes clients will tell me, well, I kind of hear your voice in my mind. And then later that shifts to their own voice. But it's because it's coming from inside. I've had clients that are going, I quit smoking, or lost the weight or whatever, but I'm not sure it was the hypnosis. I think I just made the change. And it's coincidentally at the same time that you had the hypnosis, even though you've struggled to quit smoking for 25 years. So I think that's always kind of funny too.
Well, and even if someone goes, "Hey, it's a placebo effect,"
Yeah,
you know what? Whatever it is that caused you to believe in yourself, and
exactly.
you know, and believing in yourself, whether it was the hypnosis, the garbage, the woo woo stuff, it affected a change.
Yeah,
And a positive change. And so I go back to, if it's stupid and it works, it's not stupid.
true. Absolutely.
Mhm.
That's
You are
how most great inventions come about.
Oh,
absolutely.
it's like lower enlisted in the military. You want to figure out a more efficient way to do things, give it to like an E3 private, because laziness breeds efficiency.
That's the truth. No kidding.
Mhm.
Let's
I
see.
definitely, I mean, like you said, whether it's placebo or not, it's working. And actually, just an interesting story is I did the stop smoking thing with the Jacquins. So they did
Hmm.
it on me to help me stop smoking. And
Oh, awesome.
literally, like, it was the most weirdest thing because right after I literally just had no desire to smoke. I didn't think about it. It kind of disgusted me. And it was just like all of the triggers that I had that were linking it to it, I just was like, it just didn't phase me anymore. It was like the most bizarre thing. In one session, I was just had a complete different mindset of it. But it was obviously like, so now you left with this clean slate, and then it's up to you to either, not give into that pressure and just continue on that clean slate, or and make those changes, or to go back to it, which I ultimately landed up over time doing. But it was just a choice. It was just like I didn't feel like wanting to do it. It was just the thing where I was like out and about, and I was just kind of like, oh, why not? And so that kind of got me out of the, got me back into the habit. But yeah, it really was so effective. And it helped me. I stopped for like at least good couple of months.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So then you went back to it, or?
Yeah, I went back to it. I mean, I personally just, in the social situations that I were at that time, I just like wanted to do it. It
Ah,
wasn't like I was craving it or needed it or any of that. So it had taken away completely any of that. But yeah.
gotcha. That makes sense because I mean, and this is one of the things that is with clients is I always tell them I can't make you do this. Some of my clients wish I could. I can't make you stop. I can't make you stop eating Twinkies or whatever. It's you really got to want to do that. Um, Janae wants to know, why do you think smoking cessation seems to be one of the most effective uses of hypnosis? Great question. What do you think, our
Mm.
hypnosis hero for the week?
Yeah, I think it's just because you can see such an immediate change and such a drastic change from going from, you know, smoking 20 cigarettes a day to suddenly just quitting the habit. So I just think it's very profound and very something that people can like see more tangibly than a small shift in your mind.
Yeah. Um, it's one thing to, lose, 5, 10 pounds in a month. But when they, they immediately, like the next day, they're like, boy, I don't even feel like having a cigarette. It's very noticeable. That's for sure. Yeah.
Well, it's also definitive.
Yeah.
There is no in between. There is no,
Yep.
well, I wanted to lose weight and I lost 5 pounds instead of 10,
Yeah.
or 7 pounds instead of 10. It's like, you either are smoking a cigarette or you're not. You're craving them or you're not.
Yeah. That's such a good point. And, it really is like, it's either on or off. Food choices, it's every single day you've got to make that choice. Every single meal you've got to make that choice. Every time you go to the grocery store or the mini mart, the restaurant. Whereas smoking, it's either you're doing it or you're not doing it. So, yeah, great point, Brian. Hey, before we move on any further, we do have some products we want to talk about today. Helps us keep the show on the air. So please, and this thing, I'm really excited. I'm really proud of a good friend of the show, good friend of everybody here, Mr. Grant Saunders went and he wrote a book, guys. That's right, he wrote a book. And if you've ever seen one of his live streams, you will know that this book is the book that he could make. Can everybody see the book now?
Oh, Grant from the UK.
Grant Saunders, yes.
Yeah.
The Streamer's Hook, captivating your audience in the live streaming arena. And Shawn, can you drop that link down there along with the disclaimer?
I have a link. Let me find the disclaimer.
Yeah, we got to post a disclaimer because I am an affiliate. So if you buy one of these products that we have a link for, I do earn a small commission. That's how we keep the show on the air. We hope to keep it on the air anyway. So so Grant Saunders, go follow him on Amazon. Go follow him on Facebook, SAUNDERS. He's been live streaming now for, I think he started during the pandemic, and he has so upped his game. I mean, his streams, they stand out so much. If you've watched one of his streams, folks, I know we got some hypnotists on here, and some other folks that may have seen his streams. Let us know in the comments. So he knows what he's talking about.
Real quick, what's the name of his book? Because I just did an Amazon search for Grant Saunders, and there's, it seems like he's written a couple.
Oh, I think this is the only one.
And what's the name of the book again?
This one's called the Streamer's Hook, captivating your audience in the live streaming arena. Is it showing on the? Oh, you know what? That's why I forgot. I have to do this one thing. Shoot, sorry guys. Okay, that's why. I have to click on this. There we go. There's the book.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, the Streamer's Hook, captivating your audience in the live streaming arena. It's only $5, guys. You can go get it right away. I'm gonna get it. I only found out about it yesterday, so I'll be picking that up. So yeah, it's exciting. Really, really proud of Grant. Really happy for Grant. So grab that book. Now, Chanelle, you do a lot of live streaming on TikTok. Do you do a lot of live streaming anywhere else?
No, Shawn actually proposed to me that we do some lives, so we were trying to keep it
I'm
up.
glad you
And
qualified that, because it's me. I was thinking, wait a minute, did I propose? Was I down on one knee?
I was like, wow, good for you, Shawn.
Oh, I see what you did
and I
there.
said yes.
Well played, Jim. Well played.
Yeah.
And-
So,
and- and
yeah,
if he was down on one knee and everything, like, it just shows that John has wonderful taste.
Exactly.
Gotta do a retake.
Wait. Hold on. What? I'm gonna pause that. Chanelle, pineapple on pizza? Yes or no?
Yes.
Oh, I retract
Just had it
statements
yesterday.
previous.
She's gone. Everybody say goodbye to Chanelle. She's out of here. We'll cut her out of the show completely eventually. Oh, no, she came back. What happened? Oh, she got back in somehow.
Oh,
Well, nobody's perfect. Nobody's
Savage.
perfect.
oh man.
So,
I had such
I
high
have a friend
hopes.
of mine who he eats banana with his chicken. He has rice, salad, roast chicken, and then bananas, and he mixes it all up together.
Sounds very Indonesian or something. Is he
They do
Indonesian or
things
something?
different
like that?
south of the equator, Jim.
English.
I like.
Yeah.
Very English.
Right. English. Oh, you can't help the English. They don't know. They don't know what they're doing. Where were we at? Oh yeah, live streaming. So Shawn proposed to you, and you said no. Let's do live streaming instead. And so you've been doing some TikTok lives. How's that going for you?
Yeah, it's been going great. Shawn and I took a bit of a break just in between. I think the last one that you probably watched. I was going traveling, and I just had a lot of stuff going on in my life in this last bit of time. A lot of changes happening. Shawn knows about it, so it was quite a tough year for me, going through all the things that I had to. But I've come out on the other side, and I'm doing really well now.
Good.
But yeah, we had a bit of a break. So Shawn and I have done 3 in this new season. Is that right, Shawn?
Yeah, that sounds about
Yeah.
right.
But it's
So-
really nice to just to get used to these type of things, because ultimately our job as hypnotherapists and hypnotists is a lot about, we've got to speak to a lot of people, and it's a good skill to have. So I'm actually definitely going to get the streamers Grant's book, the streamers hook, because just sounds, well, I read a little bit of the preview and it sounds amazing.
Oh, Grant is absolute stand-up guy. Top notch.
Yeah.
As much as it pains me to say it, better than Jim. It's
Much better than Jim at what?
who?
You say?
I suck at this game. Let's play something else.
You just have to say that far too often in your life, Brian.
I know it's story of my life. I'm going to do better and suck less. No, I can't say enough wonderful things about Grant.
Yeah. Same here. We do have a problem, guys. Can we somehow block somebody from the stream? Can we get them out of here? Somebody's
this
watching.
person here.
Yeah, that person right there. This Renea crazy person.
Clearly, her account has been hacked, and we don't allow blasphemous statements.
You know what? Here we were besmirching Janaea's good name. Obviously, the account was hacked. And probably Chanelle, there was some deep fake going on when she said that she liked pineapple pizza. We're hoping, praying.
Blink
Janaea.
3 times if you need help.
Right, exactly. Hold on.
No, I'm inside.
Oh, okay. Palm inside. Yeah. Okay.
If she needs to write something on her hand to.
Right. I've been kidnapped and they're feeding me pineapple pizza.
It is so good. You guys have to try it, honestly.
Said no one ever.
Until you said somebody put bananas in with their chicken, my whole thing has been nobody puts pineapples on bread.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
Or with tomato sauce.
What is the base of pizza?
No, this is coming from
bread.
No, this is coming from Shawn. So consider the source somebody who thinks that poutine is a delicacy.
It is if you're in Quebec.
Melted cheese curds with cheese and gravy.
He said Putin. I was thinking the dictator. What? No, poutine.
if you're pronouncing it en français, it's putain.
Oh, well, en français.
Oh God, that's even closer to benevolent dictator. But
Oh, thank
Josh,
God, Josh.
Joshua was
okay,
eating pizza
See,
somebody,
with pineapple.
thank
there
you
is a
for
voice of
bringing,
reason. Thanks, Josh.
Josh, thank you for bringing some sanity back into the show.
Yes.
And we see Janaea trying to trying to save face here.
Right.
What was it? Pineapple upside down cake. Yes, pineapple upside down cake. The judges will accept that because it's cake.
It's a dessert, for God's sake. Yes.
Not pizza.
Right. Ugh, I mean, they just don't understand the rules. You can't put garlic and tomato and anyway. She wants to do a fundraiser where Jim eats pineapple pizza until the goal is hit. Boy, it'd have to be some pretty starving kids or something, man. I tell you what. Certainly not doing it to relieve jock itch. No,
that's
people against jock itch or whatever.
I would say if we're trying to save like the starving people in Africa and stuff like that, send the pizza to them because they will be happy to eat it.
Right.
I'll take it.
So now you can take it on your way down there. You can drop it off.
Yeah.
Can I, I would love to talk about something, and I know you probably get tired of hearing this because I know these kind of a thing, things become a cliche, but isn't South Africa dangerous right now?
Yeah, it's very dangerous. But people are still there. People are still surviving. I actually left South Africa because I just wanted somewhere where it's safe. So Portugal's like one of the third or fourth safest countries in the world. So it's just so refreshing to have to not worry about anything at the moment, not worry about people like breaking in, robbing you.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Now, is that just in certain geographic areas or like my landlord, he's like, I absolutely love Cape Town. Or like the larger metropolitan, more developed areas, are those less susceptible to crime? And I also know like kidnappings are kind of a big thing down there.
I mean, I don't want to put anybody off of going to South Africa because it's a beautiful place, and you can get by, but your chances of something happening is a lot higher probably than other places in the world. Yeah, so there are specific areas where you probably would generally just not go, but there's just certain things that you have to do to be vigilant. One of my friends was saying that it's kind of like we're almost army trained because the way we do things is like you'd reverse your car into a parking lot opposed to just going in normally so that you're ready to go. Or you'll stop, like you'll leave a car between, like a car's width between the car in front of you at a robot.
Yeah.
Oh, at a traffic light. We call them robots, by the way.
Okay. And that's so that like that's so you don't get boxed in from behind. You have like you've got room to have an escape route.
Yeah. So there's just
I
certain
do
things
that
you have to do in
anyway.
order to be safe. Just don't carry a phone, don't carry bags. I mean, if you know what to do and where to go, you'll be fine for the most part.
Can you carry firearms legally?
Yeah, you can have firearms there.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
So I was carrying a pepper spray, highly trained dog, a pepper gun.
Nice.
But yeah.
Nice.
It was just done with it being so unsafe. So I guess it's like maybe there's a lot of clients for us there because feeling so much uncertainty.
Right. No kidding.
So much uncertainty and safety. I mean, it really gets to you. I remember when I had moved to Portugal finally, I was having, or once I left, I was just having like so many nightmares and I like didn't know who to trust. And it was like quite a thing.
Wow. When I say that, and we have obviously we have a lot of crime here in America, and it's getting even worse. And then we have cities like St. Louis, which is like the murder capital of the U.S. And I've been there, and I was not murdered. So I guess just the statistics are higher, but it doesn't necessarily mean you don't go to those places.
Yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
well. So kind of jumping back into things, Chanelle. What what brought you into like the hypnosis profession? Is it something you kind of tripped, stumbled, and fell into? Do you have personal experience that you're like, hey, this helped me, and so now I want to continue and kind of pay it forward, or kind of what's your story?
Yeah, I've always been very much into the whole Tony Robbins side of things, and a lot of self-help over like a long period of years. So
Hmm.
the whole hypnotherapy thing kind of just like fell in my lap. Like somebody was doing a program in my area, and I was curious to see what it's like, and I'm very much into that type of stuff. So I went there with an open mind, and I landed up absolutely falling in love with it. But I also recognized that it could have helped two people that were really close to me at the time. And I saw a huge opportunity to that if I would get qualified, I'd be able to make a difference in their life.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, that was like one of my main drivers towards it. But ultimately, like going through the whole program and working with my trainer and doing hypnotherapy myself, it just changed me completely in so many ways. Um, so I do, so I did vocal training over the years, but I'm not like a major singer or anything.
Hmm.
I had a band at some point, but just just in terms of that and just also seeing how much of an impact it made in my whole performance in terms of like with performing, if you have some, you know, like your negative self-talk and you shy, not confident, it really affects your performance in so many areas of your life in so many ways. So it's like the difference between performing well and not performing, or like, you know, performing really terribly. And it's just like we get so stuck in our mind, like in those moments. And so just hypnotherapy was just such a game changer for me in terms of that.
That's wonderful.
So this this is a great question, Jim. Do you want me to go ahead and read it, or
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
so Janaea, I think, is trying to redeem herself here, uh, and Chanel, this is directed at you. What's something that you want to hypnotize somebody for? And I'm assuming an area to help somebody that you have not had a chance to get around, or an opportunity to work with someone yet.
Hmm. Um, that's a very interesting question. So I think for me, the stage hypnosis side of things is like I'm so can't wait to get my teeth into that. Like that's gonna
Yeah.
be the funnest thing. So for entertainment, really,
Mm.
Jim, you and Shawn, Brian, are you stage hypnotist, or is it just
Uh,
Jim and
I'm
Shawn?
I'm a semi-pro. I kind of do it as
Semi-pro.
a hobby.
He's
So
been up
so
on stage with
Okay,
me.
yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if Jim's local or out and about, and there's an opportunity for me to go up and do 15-20 minutes or something like that, there's been times that he's given me the opportunity to take advantage of that, and it's been just a ton of fun. And then the other side of any sort of performance per se would be the street hypnosis, where we're just out, normal people. They go, "Hey, I want to give it a shot. All right, let's send it." But I think
Oh
so.
wow.
So what you're saying is that we might see you in Vegas in early February.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. Is it early February?
Is that
The
hip? Is
Performing
that hip?
Hypnosis Summit is, yeah.
Yep.
And then Hypno
Oh
Thoughts Live is a
wow.
different one, right?
Hypnothoughts
Hypnothoughts is
is
in
in July.
July or July, yeah.
July.
A lot
Okay.
Yeah.
of stage hypnotists there, but performing hypnosis, it's all about performing.
And
So,
if you go to
Mhm.
the Vegas one, we can all probably hit up Four Queens Casino and watch Kevin Lapine, one of our former guests. He's got a great stage act, and he also just released a book that I read cover to cover pretty much in an afternoon.
Damn,
is
right on, Brian. You don't
fascinating.
read.
Oh yeah, no, I
Yeah.
I think
That's awesome.
I flipped through 4 or 5 pages, late at night, and then, kind of was like, hey, I'm going to go have a nap later on, the following day. And I was like cover to cover, man. It sucks you in, and it's an amazing read, a wonderful story, with just an incredible ending that's very inspirational. And I
Nice.
think, yeah, Kevin's done some trainings. I think Carol is one of our colleagues.
Yeah.
She's in, Carol, forgive me,
Arizona.
Arizona. She's kind of launching her stage career, and is just having a blast, and we're super excited for her.
Absolutely. Hey, before we move on, I do want to make sure we get let's say your if people want to follow, because some people are just listening to this, they may
Mhm.
not see it. Chanelle, can you give your social media and your website verbally as well?
Yes. So my name is Chanelle Fellinger on all of my social media platforms, and then my company name is Your Hypno Sister. So it's Your then Hypno Sister. The whole thing comes with I've such a large community of strong, powerful women around me, and I'm one of 4 sisters. So for me, it's just like really being a sister to other people who need it out there. So I do deal with helping people perform optimally. So if anybody wants to work on their performance in terms of, it can be any sports performance, stage stuff. If Brian, you need to come to me, let me know. So yeah, performance all around.
I would be there in a heartbeat to spend time with you. Um, you, you seem like just an absolutely lovely woman to be around, and just a pleasure to interact with. But yeah,
Oh, thank you,
Absolutely.
Brian.
so some of the stuff, it sounds like you said, the sports performance, and then also even professional people, like senior management, executives, C-level folks.
Hmm.
Uh,
Exactly that. So performance in general, just helping you reach your A game, really, just to perform optimally.
so,
So that's a very broad subject.
so to kind of make us all feel better about ourselves, what are some of the things that you see with like your senior executives and C-level folks that they're wanting help with? What is their area of focus to try to get better? And I'm curious about where, like, the high level, high performing people are focusing their energy and their efforts.
Hmm. So to be honest with you, at the moment, I've been the age gap that I've actually been dealing with is mostly teenagers at the moment.
Hmm.
So, but I would say, let me just give it a thought. I would say really just like motive, like our thought processes is a huge thing for people, like beating ourselves down and we all have this negative thought loop which plays around in our head and we're trying to achieve so much. So often the fact that we're not achieving so much or we're not where we ultimately would like to be, we just have all of that self-doubt and we beat ourselves up instead of being our own best mental coach and just you know encouraging ourselves rather than being hard on ourselves.
So it sounds like these high performing, high pressure positions, and these professionals kind of struggle with the same vulnerabilities and insecurities that the lay person would have.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we all, when we reach a level in our life, it seems like it's at the top. So whether or
Mhm.
not somebody's at a way higher level than you are, it's like they're at a top level of theirs. So the pressure is still equally similar in some people's lives.
I want to jump in. Let me jump in there too, and I'll tell you, I find this so interesting. Is I'm working with, so one of my clients right now. Well, one, I've got a client that works for a major tech company here in the Seattle area, and he makes $500,000 a year. But he hates his job, which I've made a lot less and hated a job. And this other guy that I'm working with, he's already making $10,000 to $20,000 a month, but he feels like he's got some mental blocks to make even more, which I find fascinating. Like you're making that kind of money, but you still feel like you're kind of blocked, and you could be making. He really feels like he should be making $250 a year, 300, maybe even $500,000 himself. I find it really interesting.
So, and then on that, Chanelle, how many of your clients are looking at working with you as this is a cost or an expense to solve a problem or make me better and fix me? And what percentage of people are looking at your services as a
self-investment,
an intelligent investment in themselves?
You froze there for a second, sorry.
Oh, I said
Rewind a little.
how like what percentage or how many of your people look at working with you, the cost as an expense, where it's like, I'm doing this because there's something wrong with me, I need to fix myself, versus the people who are like, you know what, this is a smart and wise investment of my money to invest in myself?
That's a very good question. I think the larger percentage is actually people who see it as an investment. When you're dealing with people who want to have the attitude of a champion, it's more of a easier thing for people to grasp, and everybody ultimately wants to reach the next level. So for them, it's just about investing in themselves.
And I asked that question because I, purposely, which is not fair to you. My aim was to illustrate that the people who are starting out in hypnosis business, or even any entrepreneurial endeavor, is not the cliche of know your value, but if you have something of substance to offer somebody, if they're looking into you and they're seeking out your services, be confident in the value that you can bring to somebody else, and don't beg them to accept your help or accept your services, because then all you're doing is apologizing for, mismarketing or misvaluing or anything like that. And I think you'll also see, especially in the hypnosis world, that the clients, or even anything, if you have a client who's working with you and they see you as a wise investment, they're more apt to take your advice, listen, and work with you. Whereas other people are looking for an excuse to kind of fight you and justify, well, this didn't work, it's all your fault, it can't be wrong with me, or nothing can be wrong with me, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
I
the
mean, at the end
caliber.
of the day, we do add massive value to people's lives in terms of the change that you can make for them. So it's like so we ultimately selling the change, and not just like, like you go to a psychotherapist and it's going to be a long-winded thing. You're going to potentially see them maybe, a couple of times a month. And with us, it's like we said, to stop smoking, it could be up to one session, or, for various other things, it could be 3, 4 sessions, and plus, and you'll see massive change in that time. So it is a lot of value compared to some other alternatives that you might use.
Now, how do you evaluate a potential client on whether it's worth your time and efforts to work with them? What are some things that you look for in a good client that you're like, you know what, we are going to work together and be successful?
Yeah, so for the various things, it's a little bit different. Like for stopping smoking, I wouldn't see somebody who doesn't actually want to stop smoking,
Mm-hmm.
who's just like wants a magic wand method, or somebody else is forcing them to come along. So, I mean, people need to want to have that change to be able to actually work with them. And it's like going to the gym and getting a personal trainer, and you actually don't want to train. So it's people like that that I wouldn't work with. But ultimately, with having the attitude of a champion, it's something that people want. So
And I
it's
asked
just
that
a
because
lot easier.
it sounds, your answer sounds very similar to, or it reminds me of a former guest and another colleague of ours, Dan Hedrick out of Oregon, and he was running like a physical location, his own office, and he would have smoking clients, and he would be like, all right, are you ready to get started? Empty your pockets, empty your purse. And they do that. Give me your cigarettes. And then he'd be like, okay, give me your car keys. We're going to go outside. And they'd be like, wait, what? Huh? Why? And he's like, because I know you've got another pack of cigarettes stashed in your car. So fork those over, or here's your keys. Call me when you're ready. And, it's kind of that reality check of people who are going to be like, all right, we're going to put in the work. We're ready to go. And we have a commitment. Or if we're 1 foot in and 1 foot out, you're all you're doing is you're setting up that safety net of failure, and then trying to justify why it's okay that something didn't work. But Janae's got another question here. Shawn, I'll let you take this one.
Yeah, for sure. She's asking, do you ever have to turn down clients, and what does that look like? I've got a story about this, but I'll let you go first.
I actually haven't been in that position to this point. So a lot of the people that I work with they come to me and they're excited to work with me. But I'd be interested to hear Shawn's answer.
So, we're hypnotists. We are not medical professionals. So when a client comes to me, and I've had a couple of them recently, they've got a million and one things that are absolutely wrong with them. It's like playing a country song backwards. He's starting to, just everything is just going off the rails for them. But they've got major depression, and they're seeing a psychiatrist, not a psychologist, a psychiatrist, which means that now you're talking about drugs that are being administered to keep this person sane.
Medications.
Yes.
Yay, big pharma.
Yeah. Yeah. That. And it's like, okay, but what do you want? What would you like me to do? Well, I want you to fix it all. Just like you said, wave that magic wand. It's like, that's not the way it works. What do you mean that's not the way it works? They told me that you could fix me, and it just had to say no. Like, I can't fix you.
You need to partition and have a separation of church and state between your magician and hypnosis. There's a gray area that people are looking for.
We can't as hypnotists just wave the magic wand and hang on, where's a pen? You can't just go wave a magic wand and say blim blam alakazam, Jim is now a righteous man. Boom. See, he's still the same.
Yep. Still not a righteous man.
So how about you, Jim? What words of wisdom can and experience can you impart upon us with this?
I think the longer that I do this, the more people I turn away for a variety of reasons. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I just get a vibe. Also, I will say I've gotten a little impatient. So if people start asking me, does this really work and that kind of stuff, I'm just like, you know what? I've got somebody else. I'm going to refer you to somebody else who's willing to take the time to go through all that with them, because I don't want to. I'm not here for those kind of folks. I'm here for people that have already decided. Mostly the people that come to me are people that have found me on my website, so they've read my content, they've seen my videos, they kind of know who I am, mm-hmm. And so I just, it kind of sucks. I mean, but I turn quite a few people away, and if they don't seem like they're really committed, I turn them away. And then I've just started there's just some things I don't want to work on. I don't want to work on I don't want to work on drugs too much. I don't want to work on alcohol stuff usually, unless a special case. So I'm really kind of trying to go more towards like athletes and the people that are trying to make more money, that are trying to get through those breakthroughs, because the great thing about it is they will put in the work. So I like to say, I like to work with people that are doing great, but they want to do better, because, like I've got this client right now who, like, her morning routine and her, or like the way that she does her life right now is like most of my other clients' goals, getting up at 5 a.m., going to the gym, eating healthy and all this. And I'm just like, wow, you seem like you've already arrived. But she wants to go even further. So that's kind of,
well, and those people who are like, look, my daily schedule is fairly consumed.
yeah,
And I'm going to carve out this time because, and again, they see it as an investment of going, okay, I make $500,000 a year now, or I'm a professional athlete and I make several $1,000,000 a year. And if I've got to spend, I'm pulling around number, if I've got to spend $500 or $1,000 or something like this so that I can get, another $1,000,000 a year.
yeah,
I mean, it's a no brainer. You would be a fool not to do that all day long.
yeah.
But then it's also kind of like, medical professionals, why do you get in a specific line of nursing, or, what doctor is like, I want to be a urologist and stare at male, genitals all day. They have a desire to make a difference in people's lives and help.
Yeah.
Then you've got ER docs and nurses that, just love the chaos of, trauma care.
Yeah.
My aunt was a nurse, and her specialization was in neonatal care. And you could tell when she was having a good day, and there was a child that was saved, and you could tell when she was having a bad day, all the time. And but that was what she wanted to do, was work with the little babies.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, so I'm really lucky that the most of the clients that I take on now, they're very committed. They show up to their appointments. They do the work. They listen to their hypnosis sessions. So yeah, it's a pleasure to work with them. It is. I do want to jump in with our next product for the live stream. So stay tuned for this commercial message. I got lucky, guys. I have become an Amazon influencer. That's right, baby, influencer. And so people send me stuff now. This is the first thing that people have sent me, and it is the Good AAA. Is that right? Shoot, did I lose it? No, that's right. The Good AAA power bank. Do you guys have power banks already for phones, that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, especially if you're going to South Africa, you want to make sure you get one.
Does that have a solar capability?
It does. So it's got solar.
Oh, wow.
The nice thing about this one is also, because I've got a bunch, because I'm kind of a nerd for these things. Maybe they found out somehow that I'm a nerd for these kind of things. That's why they looked me up. But this is the first one I found that's actually transitioned into. It's got light. You can charge it with the Lightning for Apple. You can also charge it with the Type C, also USB, and the solar. And then it actually has all these inputs as well. So if you want to do the cordless charging, you can. You just set it on there. Works great. And then you've got your Lightning, your C, and what were the old ones called? Those almost not triangle, like a trapezoid with those mini.
That was mini USB.
Mini USB, yeah.
Micro or something. And
Yeah,
mini and the micro, yep.
I just clicked on the link, and they've got a special, a Black Friday special.
Oh, don't say how much. Don't say how much.
Oh, okay.
We're barred. We're not supposed to say how much because the price could change when somebody watches it later. But so yeah, they do have a Black Friday sale. So there's a very good special going on right now.
Yes, quite the special. If you're watching this at 8:35
Right.
Pacific Standard Time on November 24th of 23, click
Right.
that link and you'll be pleasantly surprised.
Indeed.
Your mileage may vary, subject to change.
Exactly. Even at full price, this thing is awesome. Also, check this out. We also have, hold on, double barrel flashlight. Look at that.
Oh,
So the cool. I always take these to shows with me. So I throw it in my backpack when I go to a show in case my phone or my iPad is running low. So I've got one, but I always have to carry my lightning wire with me. But with this one, it's already built in, so that's really cool. So guys, get this. It's an amazing product. I am so grateful that they actually sent that to me. So they wanted me to try it out, see what I thought about it. I'm totally stoked.
we can't mention the price, but we can show it on the screen.
Yeah, I don't. I got to check with Grant. Grant's so professional on this. I think that's okay. I think that part's. I don't really know. I'm new to this, so it's my first brand deal. Everybody, we hope people will send even more cool stuff. And I highly encourage you, if you've got any kind of a following at all on social media, go apply to the Amazon Influencer Program. The great thing about it is you can do a regular live stream just on Amazon, or you can include products in your regularly scheduled live streams and make a few bucks. So thank you for taking the time for that. So we do have hypnosis coming up. And so if you've been watching and anxiously waiting or excitedly waiting to experience hypnosis through the screen, we are going to be starting that. Before we do though, Chanelle, what have we not asked you that we should have asked you? What would you like to talk about that we haven't mentioned yet? Anything?
Well, I see my link for my website came up on the screen. I don't know if you would be able to just pop it in the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know where the chat's actually going to.
It's going
Are we
to.
on Facebook right now and YouTube?
We're on Facebook and 2 YouTube channels and Amazon Live as well. Yep.
Oh, amazing. Okay,
And if
great.
you want to follow me
So
on
yeah, if
Amazon
anybody
Live,
wants to,
oh, go ahead. It's amazon.com/live/mental magic hypnosis. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, could you put that in the chat as well? Then we can just see that and click onto
Yeah.
it. Um,
Yeah. Shawn, can you put her?
yeah, but
Shawn will do that. It's yours, hypnosister.com, right?
yeah, that's the one. So I generally do a free consultation. So if anybody's interested in knowing how it works or just wants to hit me up and get some more information, then we can just schedule in a call at any point. I do it virtually, so you can be anywhere in the world if you get the time to line. Right now it's 4:40 in the morning a.m. Um, but yeah, I just want to encourage everybody to just give hypnotherapy a try. A lot of my clients have said it's just like, why haven't they done it sooner? Just the changes that it can make, it can be so profound. And like I was saying earlier, it doesn't even have to be a situation where you have something tremendously wrong with you. What we'll do is we'll sit down in the session and we'll just like chat through where you're at now and where you'd like to be. And it might be something as simple as one habit that you might want to kick or change or um, yeah, that can actually just change so many areas of your life. And hypnotherapy, just in terms of using your neural pathways to really get ahead, is just also so powerful. So the tools and techniques that we teach you, even just in the free session, you get so much value out of that. Just it's so powerful to know how the mind works and how you can really just live in so much of a better, more healthier mindset, and just have that confidence to push through every day and um, reach new milestones. So, yeah, I think there's so much that we need to cover or we could cover. Shawn and I, we do a TikTok live on Shawn, was it the second and the fourth?
Second and fourth Sundays, yep.
Sunday of each month.
Cool.
We just started doing our lives again. So second and fourth Sunday of each month at 3:30 p.m. my time, UK time.
Yeah, which I believe is
So I hope to see you guys there.
yeah, it's 9:30 Saskatchewan time, which would be 7:30 in the morning for Jim, which is why he's not up yet. and
Right.
and it would be 10:30 on the East Coast, so Eastern Standard
Mhm.
Time. But
Yeah.
we're gunning to get back into regular rhythm. We've had lots of other hypnotists stop by over the time as well, over the first season that we did, including yourself there, Jim.
Did I?
Yeah, you stopped by. I think
Yeah.
you were in Arizona. You,
Oh, that's right. I stopped by. That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
I did. I
and
remember that now.
yeah, and then we had Benito and oh gosh, I can see his face he's from El Paso, Texas.
Oh, is it Joe
King?
Baber?
No.
No,
No,
not Joe Baber.
no, JoJo's in
Oh,
Arizona also.
Scott King,
Scott King.
Nope, no, Scott's in Amarillo.
and right,
Okay, yeah,
Amarillo.
that's right.
Yeah,
All Texas,
no.
same. Yeah.
Oh gosh, he was a farmer weatherman, and so we had quite an interesting discussion about weather patterns in both Portugal, the U.S. and Canada, and it was he caters mostly to business clients. Like he's gunning for that professional market. So
Cool.
and anytime that we're live, if you're a hypnotist out there, we will gladly have you jump in on the live stream. Actually, Scott, speaking of Scott, he was in on our last live stream. He couldn't join, but all of a sudden the likes just started shooting up, and it was Scott. So
Wow.
later on in the Hypno Hustle, we were talking just before everything got underway, and he says, "Yeah, but my finger was sure sore after that hour."
Yeah.
2,500 likes, all from Scott.
But going back to what Chanelle was saying is, we all can sit here and talk about like, hey, here, it's super beneficial and, it's helping people. And, I don't have a hypnosis business. So I really don't have a dog in this fight, but I will tell you, I'm a strong advocate for, the therapeutic side. I'm a product of it, and I gladly attest to how powerful of a tool it is, and how much it can make a difference. Because without me getting introduced and running across Jim on a specific day, we would not be here having this conversation. And I take any opportunity that I can to really credit Jim for and Dan and Justin James and the folks who have really stepped in and contributed to making my life what it is today. And it's something that I'm eternally grateful. And if I have the ability to encourage somebody to, just have the courage to take that step and get whatever help that you're struggling with, or, get you right up to that next level that just puts you on easy street. All that does is it gives me the opportunity to demonstrate to the people that their time wasn't wasted. And if we can help one person,
Yeah.
that means it's all worth it.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Brian. Thanks. And you've really taken to it too. You become an excellent hypnotist, street hypnotist, stage hypnotist. So good for you, folks. If you've been sitting there just biting at your, just ready to go. What do they call that? Biting at the bit, whatever.
Chomping at the bit.
Yes, chomping at the bit. There it is. Chomping at the bit to get onto your hypnosis. It is now that time. Chanelle, are you ready to hypnotize these people?
Yes, I am.
Ooh, I love it.
Brilliant.
So we're going to do, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Chanelle, if you want to start us off with well, first let me ask you, are you comfortable with us joining in? Is that going to throw you off?
There's no wrong
think-
answer.
There's no wrong answer.
Perhaps then if you guys want to do it as well, then maybe I was thinking maybe I start and then somebody takes over or something to that effect.
This is what we like to do. So you just hold up a finger and then somebody else will jump in. And then they'll hold up a finger and then somebody else will jump in. And then sometimes we'll even talk over each other. I'm telling you, it's a little confusing for the hypnotist, but the people have told me they
wow.
love it. They love it. So for instance,
wow.
if somebody's saying, just go ahead and relax. Somebody else can be going, that's right, even deeper. And so don't be afraid to step on other people. If it gets too confusing for you, Chanelle, just hold up your hand and we'll all shut up. Okay.
Actually, I want to kind of watch and listen to what Chanelle does.
Sure.
I'd love to kind of see her style and how she takes everything. So I'm gonna just kind of be silent and take all this in.
Sounds good. All right, Chanelle.
But actually,
Okay,
disclaimer, Chanelle, before you get started, for the people who are listening while driving, turn us off right now. If anybody who is at home and is going to participate, relax, put your feet up, get comfortable, make sure that you are out of range of tables and other stuff that
sharp
hurts
objects.
if you slump forward. And buckle up, get ready to have a great ride. And Chanelle, send it.
Yeah, okay, great. So if everybody can just find a place where they can just relax and get comfy, um, put your feet on the ground, arms to your side, just really find a place where you can just have this moment for a couple of minutes of peace. So has everybody found their place of quiet and is everybody comfortable? So this is a collaboration. It's not something I'm going to do for you. It's something I'm going to do to you. It's a collaboration between the two of us, and just follow my voice and let yourself go. So if you guys are all comfortable, I would like you to take a deep breath in. And as you take a deep breath out, just allow your eyes to close. Only as quickly as you're ready to make these changes, forever, and free yourself from every limiting belief. That's right. Now, just for a moment, I want you to focus on the tiny muscles around your eyes and imagine that they're relaxing so completely that they just won't work. Imagine that every word that I say is relaxing those muscles even more and more. And imagine that is happening automatically. Imagine now that your eyes are so relaxed, they just won't work. And imagine that there is nothing you can do about that now. So just for a while, your eyes are so relaxed, they just won't work. Nothing bothers you, nothing disturbs you, nothing can affect you. Nobody wants anything from you, and nobody needs anything from you. There is nothing for you to do but to relax completely. And just let the feeling of relaxation spread down into your jaw. And from your jaw, let that relaxation feeling go into your tongue. Just feel it however it comes across to you. And let that relaxation spread into your throat and down to your neck and shoulders, letting your arms just relax completely. And your wrists and hands relaxing. And just focus on your breathing. Breathe calmly in and out. And as you do that, you may become aware of certain sensations. You may even become aware of your pulses or your heart beating as you relax even more and the muscles in your back, stomach, and chest. Just for a moment, focus on your breathing and imagine that you're breathing in calm and breathing out tension. You're breathing in confidence and breathing out doubt. Let that calm feeling spread down into your toes, down to your hips, your legs, your ankles, your feet, And as your body relaxes and your mind relaxes and you drift deeper and deeper into relaxation, my voice and my words will drift with you to become a part of your experience now. Just let that feeling of relaxation flood down into your body and let every muscle, nerve, and fiber just relax. Every word I say now will relax you more and more. And the deeper and more relaxed you become, the better you will feel. And the better you feel, the deeper relaxed you become. Just let that sink in. Every muscle, nerve, and fiber just relaxed. Just like a handful of rubber bands just thrown in the chair, loose and relaxed. With your eyes closed, you can continue to relax, although at times, and maybe more aware of some things than you were before, like the sound of my voice, and the comfort of the chair, or the bed, the beating of your heart, and the thoughts and images that drift into the mind. Just let it happen automatically. So I want you to just see the faces of the people you love. And can be anyone, your dad, your mom, somebody that you care about. Let that remind you of just how loved you are and what you're doing right now and why you are doing it. And as you feel that love, as you see those faces, every negative thought disappears from your body and your mind, replaced by a feeling of freedom as you drift deeper and deeper. Because with your eyes closed, it becomes easier to become more and more aware of the variety of things that otherwise may be ignored, like your thoughts, your feelings, the sensations, and the alteration of the awareness as the mind begins that gradual feeling of just letting go. Letting go even of the effort that it takes to be aware of exactly where the arms are positioned, or your hands, or your fingers. But it takes time to experience that letting go, your own time, in your own way, as you begin to learn even more and more about your ability and capacity to learn and relax. And as your mind begins to drift down towards a place of quietness, a place of peaceful inner awareness, a place that almost seems to give off signals that direct awareness down toward it, into it, more and more peacefully, more and more completely, and deeply than before. And every word I say to you, you'll take in these suggestions and it will become your reality. You will act upon and carry out without hesitation, and it will then become your reality. Because we have a conscious mind, and that unconscious mind and the back of your mind can continue to hear, to understand, and respond to everything I say without the need for you to do anything at all. It's so much easier for the conscious mind simply to just relax and enjoy that letting go. Allowing events to occur in their own time and in their own way as your mind drifts without boundaries and without borders. You can continue to learn, continue to grow, and find more and more ways to apply all the things you have gained. Because with everything you learn and every wisdom you are gaining, you're finding new ways to improve your life. Just for a moment, see yourself out there. It's an hour from now, a week from now, 10 years from now. You are fit and well, living the life that you want, free and empowered. You're waking up in the morning energized. Step into that body and notice that feeling of energy and feeling of achievement and the feeling of pride. Just look back to now and notice all the things that you did along the way that led to that wonderful feeling. Choosing only to create how you want to be, using that strength to only choose how you want to feel, choosing how you want to think, and to only envision what you would like to have happen. The unconscious mind can allow those changes to occur automatically, while the conscious mind drifts off someplace else entirely now. That's right. Understanding and knowing more and more that you can do everything. And as you realize how far you've already come, and that it's okay to feel good about acknowledging all that you have achieved and all that you have done, and your wisdom and your strength, you know you will only continue to improve in the best way. And when you look back on all the times you've persevered, all the things you've achieved, and all that you've been through, the lessons you have learned, how you're changing all the time, and all that you have created for yourself, you will start to understand how strong you are and understand what you can create, the power that you need, and how you can use that power from this point forward, choosing only to create how you want to be, using the strength to only choose how you want to feel, choosing how you want to think, and to only envision what you would like to have happen, and continuing to learn, continuing to grow stronger, and to find more ways to apply all these things you have gained. Because with everything you've learned and every wisdom you're gaining, you're finding new ways to improve your life. You continue to improve your thinking, finding exactly those things you need to take the next steps to see more clearly, to think those thoughts that are best for you. You only accept those feelings that are beneficial, and all of these in accordance with your life's dreams and all that you want to achieve and how you want to feel, finding exactly those next steps to expand your physical capabilities in the most beneficial way. Understanding and knowing more and more that you can do everything that you want. You suddenly realize how far you've already come and that it's okay to feel good about acknowledging all that you've done and all that you've achieved and your wisdom and your strength. You know that you will only continue to improve in the best way, integrating all these learnings and continuing to move forward day by day. And once again, I want you to just see those faces of the people you love and the people that love you. And let that remind you of just how loved you are and what you are doing right now and why you are doing it. And as you feel the love, as you see those faces, every negative thought disappears from your body and your mind, replaced by a feeling of freedom as you drift deeper and deeper down. That's right. Continue to learn, continue to grow stronger, and find more and more ways to apply all of these learnings you have gained. Because with everything you learn and every wisdom you're gaining, you're finding new ways to improve your life and improve your thinking, finding exactly those things you need to take the next steps, to see more clearly, to think those thoughts that are best for you, to only accept those feelings that are beneficial. All of these in accordance with your life streams and all that you want to achieve and how you want to feel, finding exactly those next steps to expand your physical capabilities in the most beneficial way. understanding and knowing more and more that you can do everything. And as you realize how far you've already come and that it's okay to feel good about acknowledging all that you have and your wisdom and your strength, you know you will only continue to improve in the best way. And while you just sit there and listen to my voice,
Making incredible changes, improvements in your life, in all or any areas of your life that you want to make. And I wonder how easy you'll find it to just make those changes. Just make those changes.
That's right. Even though change is something that may have tripped you up before, now you find it easy, freeing, fearless, jumping ahead, moving forward, pushing through, smashing your way through, making progress, going 1% better every day. Every day, seeing new changes. Every day, seeing new improvements. Elevating your position. That's right.
And now, as you look back over this entire session, you could just become aware of anything that was especially helpful and grab onto it. Watch it become manifested in your life and notice how the changes are clicking into place. Anything that didn't seem quite right, you can just leave that behind. And if there was anything at all that you needed to see, hear, or feel, you could experience it on the count of 3. Imagine it happening. 1, 2, 3. And as you begin to make your journey back into full wakefulness, you'll find that you become invigorated by Chanelle's voice as she leads you back to your normal state.
that's right. And in a moment, I'll count to 10 and you'll drift back to everyday wakefulness, awareness. Bring with you a feeling of calm, inner confidence, and empowerment. And every suggestion I've given you is now your reality. And on 8, your eyes will open. And on 10, that feeling of empowerment will grow stronger day by day. 1, feeling wonderful. 2, to achieve your goals. 3, a feeling of freedom. 4, feel the force of that freedom. 5, feeling incredible. 6, 7, and 8. Eyes open, feeling absolutely wonderful. And come back to the room.
All right. So if you are watching the hypnosis, please take a moment. Give us your feedback in the comments. Did you drift into hypnosis? Did you not? If you were watching this later, please let us know. We always like to know how you responded to it. Some people can get hypnotized really quickly, really easily in the moment like this, and some people it's a little more challenging. Chanelle, what kind of lighting do you have going on right now? You look great.
Oh wow. I just have a ring light in front of me and then just the lighting in the room.
Fantastic. I've got a ring light too, but it doesn't look
Yeah.
quite as good as yours. So,
I've got a secret trick that
ah,
that I saw in a video. funny enough. So instead of putting the ring light directly in front of you, put it a bit up so it's shining down on you, because then it just highlights things a bit better.
Ooh, I will have to try that. And I wanted to chat about
Just
that
have it
today.
like elevated a bit.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to try that for next time. That was actually, which one are you using? Do you even know?
It's nothing special.
Ah,
It's just from Vorten.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Because that was the other thing we're going to talk about on the show today was the newer ring light is one that I'm using, and I bought this back from. What's that?
Oh no, I
What
was just
happened?
Good segue,
laughing.
Jim. Good segue.
What's that?
That was a good
Shawn?
segue, Jim.
It was a good segue, wasn't it? I'm amazing. Um, well, so
So,
uh,
real quick, Jim, I want to jump in here. While you guys were chatting, Chanel, I was looking at your.
it's one of the first things that I bought when
There we go.
There was a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, Jim temporarily phased in and out.
Yeah, I wanted to ask Chanel
Oh.
real quick. I was checking out your website. With the currency out there, are you on the euro, or is that the Portuguese? Well, what's the Portuguese
Yeah,
currency?
it's the euro.
Oh, okay.
It's a euro, yeah.
Awesome.
Cool.
No, I think that's
There
amazing.
it is. The newer ring light. Check it out, guys. So if you're thinking that your camera sucks, try the lighting first, because that's what I discovered was once I fixed the lighting, it actually improved things a lot. So check that out. It's a great setup. You actually have a carrying case now. They didn't have it
Absolutely.
when I got mine, and I'm going to try that trick. So next, oh, look at that, huge difference. Huge difference. If you see the difference, the ring light, non-ring light. Next episode, I'm going to try what Chanelle said. I'm going to put it up and above me, put it down like that. And we still got to get Brian this one, this little guy here. Little one. I'll talk more about that maybe on the next episode, or maybe
Oh,
talk about it when I get it over to Brian finally.
yeah.
It's a little mini ring light. It goes right on the laptop. So we still got to try to get that to him. And I'll just turn that off in it.
Yeah, I'm looking at finishing up the office renovation and getting all the furniture and stuff moved in and things moved around the house. So definitely no shortage of projects here.
And I'm actually not in my office tonight because we have guests. So they're in the spare room, the office. Chanelle, it has been an absolute pleasure speaking with you today. Thank you for being on.
Yeah, it was so
Thank you for
lovely.
having me.
And feedback from
Very
Janaea.
good to see you all.
We have feedback
Yeah,
from
I
Janaea.
saw that. Janea's a darling.
Yeah, she really is. She's a longtime listener.
So real quick, Chanelle, I saw on your website that there's a retreat or something, and the photos look absolutely stunning.
But there's no meat, Brian. There's no meat.
Wait,
It's
what?
vegetarian. Go ahead,
There's
Chanelle.
no
Tell us about
meat,
it.
yeah.
Brian's
So
still
yeah,
shocked.
that's
He
a
can't
weight
talk.
loss retreat. So as you know, with hypnotherapy, there's a weight management program that we have. So I've pretty much merged that with being in the wilderness and doing neo fitness, which is a type of martial arts meets dance. It's a mixture of different fitness regimes that are all put together, and it's quite cool. So it's quite a new thing that's on in at the moment. Have you guys tried Nia?
I've not.
No, I never heard of
No.
it.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, it's a mixture of like martial arts, dance, and some fitness stuff. So it's really cool and it's really effective, and it's something everybody can do. So the retreat is just there's a mixture of like diet, like having a dietitian on board, and they give you advice on specific things, and it's out in the wilderness, so it's just very nice to be able to focus on a bit of fitness and your mental A game and weight management. So that is, I don't know when I'm going to do the next one, but all the information's on the website, and I will most likely just get, um, like, if you want to join, just get on the waiting list, and then when we have enough people, we'll do another one.
Cool. Thank you so much. Again, I know you got up, way too early in the morning to do this, or stayed up way too late, one or the other. So really appreciate you taking the time to do that. Shawn, thanks for setting this up. Always a superstar.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thank you, Shawn.
Yeah, when I came across Chanelle on TikTok, I was like, okay, she's got something here, and people need to know about it. And even though she doesn't have the 1,000 followers on TikTok yet, so anybody out there, if you're on TikTok, make sure you follow your Hypno Sister on TikTok, because when she does get to 1,000, then people just won't be looking at my beautiful face, because there's no comparison.
Got it. And even looking at Google Maps and stuff, you're the southern coast of Portugal.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
looks absolutely beautiful out there.
It is stunning out here. It blows my mind every day. It's like I'm on holiday.
Did you happen to
You
walk
guys should come visit.
Add that to the bucket list of travel.
Yes, it's already on my bucket
Absolutely.
list. I want to do the Camino de Santiago one day. And I want to do the Portugal route. Do you guys know what that is? It's a pilgrim's walk. You walk
Yeah. I've
That
seen that.
sounds like a
You
long
walk on your
hike.
knees.
Well, no, you don't do this one on your knees. This is it's just a walk, but it sounds really cool. The people have been doing this walk for hundreds of years. You walk from some point in either Italy, Spain, or Portugal, or some other places, all the way to the Cathedral of St. James in Spain, I believe. Portugal is the one I want to do. It's right by the water. The walk is, and looks awesome. Again, Chanelle, thanks so much. Go follow her on the social media. Your Hypno Sister, and Chanelle Fellinger. And really just so happy that you all could join us tonight. Janaea, such cool experiences. If you ever wrote a book, I'll definitely read it. Fantastic. So get on that, Chanelle.
Oh, wow.
Join us each second. Oh, and also, Janaea, go over and subscribe on her website to her newsletter. So when she does write that book, she'll let you know. Remember, everybody, each
Yes.
second and fourth Friday, we have a hypnosis guest on, Hypnosis Hero. And I think that's all. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Shawn. And thank you, Chanelle. Take care, be well, be awesome.